Good evening, everybody. My name is Sam Dean, aka Mr. First Down, and I am absolutely thrilled to be back on Fanboy Unleashed. But now, if you notice, there's an S at the end of Fanboy. That means it's plural. That means there's another one of me. Well, not me in particular, but definitely somebody probably not as insane as I am. And that's a good thing. I am Mr. First Down. I am wearing the white, icy white Titans jersey, which makes Husky men like myself look like a marshmallow. But, we're here to talk some Titans football. We're here to talk some NFL football. And I'm going to introduce you to my new co-host. His name is Brad Mangold. Brad, how are you, bud? Welcome to
Doing
the
show.
As we can see,
it's a pleasure.
Our resident troll and host of the LTS show says, God, yeah, he's praying, which is a little weird. So we must be doing a really bang up job so far. Anyway, so Brad, you live in Ohio. You are an out-of-state Titans fan.
Yes, I am.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Let me tell you something real quick, Brad. Let me tell you something real quick about this. Okay? So when I first started podcasting, my young, naive self would ask stupid questions like what your favorite Pop-Tart is. I'm an older man now. I'm wiser. But certain people, Nick, won't let me forget about it. So, haters keep hating. What is your favorite Pop-Tart, Brad?
Wild berry all day. Full and blue.
I like it. So you're in Ohio. I have to know, how did you become a Titans fan?
So I was introduced to sports early in my life. Started watching football about 6 or 7 years old. First team I ever saw was the Broncos. Good old, there. John Elway, Terrell Davis, Shannon Sharp. Love those days. So I watched football. I didn't have a favorite team until I heard the name Titans. Once I heard the name, I'm like, I like that. Sounds good. Sounds strong. Saw the colors, the logo, the uniforms. Loved it. Then I watched them play. Steve McNair, Eddie George, hooked. That's all it took. And Javon Curse and Keith Bullock, they came. They helped. So once I saw Steve McNair and Eddie George, that was it. I was hooked on them.
I get it. I mean, I wish I could have something fancier to say other than I just wanted a team in my state. That's all I wanted. I was tired of just following. I was tired of just following around like Reggie White and everybody from UT everywhere they went. So I was happy about that. Nick says 1 year later, not the wiser. He just put himself around people that knows what he's doing. You're not totally wrong there, Nick. You're not totally wrong. I'll give you that.
Well, we
sputter our way through this show.
Browns, Bengals. Bengals back then weren't not good. Browns didn't like the brown and the orange, so I was like, nah.
I don't think the Browns were that good either. But anyway,
that was my dad. That was my dad. My dad is a huge Browns fan. My brother's a Cowboys fan.
Oh boy! So when you come up, like when the Titans come up there, you get to go to the game and stuff like that if you try to or anything like that. For the most part,
if I have the money, I'm definitely gonna try to. If I do, it'll be the Bengals because I like the Bengals uniforms now. Plus, I like them. So.
I love White Tiger. White Tiger's the best looking uniform all day.
I agree. I love those uniforms.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Joey Burr, baby.
Protect them, Bengals. Get a line going.
Let's see. Fanboy Unleashed should be called Crotch Rocket Unleashed. Love you, Sam. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it.
There it is.
Oh goodness. All right.
Change your joke number one.
Yeah. Oh no. Don't say that. If you put a quarter in that jukebox, you're going to hear the whole song. In fact, you'll hear the song back to back to back.
Right.
Okay. Brad, this year is bad. It's a very bad year. I don't even know where to start. We can talk about all the bad things, which there's plenty, but let's just focus on what needs to be fixed this offseason. I have at number one, I have the offensive line. That is numero uno to me. I don't care about wide receivers. I don't care about linebackers. I don't care about cornerbacks. I don't care about punters. I don't care about kickers. I want that offensive line fixed because if Will Levis is going to be anything, you're going to have the offensive line. Agree or disagree?
I agree 100%. The only bright spots, Peter and Daniel Brunskill. That's it.
Yep,
That's it. Those are the only
that's
two.
it. And
That's
I'm
it.
not like a
Aaron
huge
Burr. Right. Aaron Burr is just too small. We've seen bad snaps from him.
Mhm.
And then, I mean, Dylan Rainey ain't doing too bad. And the
Right.
6th round pick, I forgot his name, the Maryland guy.
Jalen Duncan.
Jalen Duncan. Thank you. I had a brain fart.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's just those little false start, ankle biting penalties that get us every week. Every week.
I feel bad for Duncan because he is like somebody they needed to like teach and come along, and they're just shoved him in there.
Yeah.
To his credit, I know he's faced a lot of flack or whatnot, but he's done some good things. But I think it's a little unfair to judge somebody that was literally just like shoved out on stage. That's what it kind of feels like anyway. That's this year in general, just getting shoved out.
It's very true.
It should be noted that Corey Levin was taking the snaps at center at practice. Yeah. So I wonder if they're like, hey, this year's not going anywhere. Can we at least try to see if we have another center?
Yeah. Could be.
I remember, I haven't heard anything, but I don't know.
It's a little weird. So I remember when Malik Willis came in that one game, he fumbled that one snap. Everybody was like, why did he fumble that? I'm like, the snap was off to his. It was off. It was not like right here. It was over here. So
this is funny that you bring that up because I brought this up on Twitter, X, whatever it is now. I don't care. Elon Musk land. I brought it up in Elon Musk land. And I said, because Derrick Henry goes, you shouldn't boo our players and blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. If you were in Philadelphia, would you be saying that? I doubt you would. If you were in the Dallas Cowboys, would you say that? I doubt you would. The thing is, you can't tell people who bought their seats that they can't boo. You can hate it. You don't have to like it. But
we saw that last night with Kenny Pickett. He was getting, I'm not Kenny Pickett, my fault. Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh,
he was
are you going to tell the Steelers fans not to boo? Like, come on. That brought back that memory when I heard about that. I was like, yeah, they booed because they didn't want him out there. It's obvious Levis is way more far along than he is. I think it's a lot of it is people really like Malik Willis, nice guy. And I feel like a lot of Christians feel like they have to support him because he is a very good Christian man. But it's like my old football coach used to say, who was a preacher. And he says, you can love Jesus all day long, but if you're not good at football, you're not good at football. Yeah. And that's just all there is to it.
Exactly.
And I wish him all the best because surely he's not on this roster next year. But it's just painfully obvious that Levis is farther along.
Oh, yeah.
And I won't hear anything else about it because now we're going to get comments and stuff that are going to be like, how dare you?
Well, I mean, and this is just my belief. When you play in the SEC, it's preparing you more for the NFL than when you play at Liberty University. I mean, when you look at Carson Wentz, how good he was at North Dakota State, coming to the NFL, it didn't exactly translate. Of course, injuries didn't help. But it's just, I think it all depends on college and how they groom you to the NFL. Will Levis had the arm strength. That's what is very good about Will Levis, is that he can throw a deep ball beautiful. And his biceps are freaking huge. And his forearms are huge.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't, and when he said he's 6'4", I'm like, he looks like he's 6'2" to me, but he's 6'4". I'm like, okay, he's bigger than I thought.
I tell you what, when he took that helicopter tackle versus the Colts, I was like, okay, yeah, he might be 6'4" because I just saw this.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a stick? No, it's Will Levis being flung through the air. Things like that. And but yeah,
Will Levis, remember, take it easy, Will. Don't get injured. We need you.
So if that is the number one O-line, which you and I are in complete agreement with, what's the second thing that needs to be fixed? See, this is where you're going to think secondary or wide receiver because this is where
it's one of those two.
Yeah.
God, they both are just not good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, number two overall, I mean, talent is the biggest issue. John Robinson, shout out there, buddy.
It's funny how how we are still paying for that man's mistakes. It's Joe Rexerode said it in The Athletic. He goes, the echo of John Robinson. And it's felt all the way through Monty Rice and everything else.
After the Bengals, after that Bengals meltdown in the playoffs, and then going into the draft, I'm like, then here's AJ Brown trade. I'm like, what is this? Is this April Fool's Day? What is this? No. And Mike Taylor said, don't worry, as long as I'm the head coach, he's safe. I'm like, okay, I feel a little bit better. And then watching the draft, my soul left my body just even more. No ginger jokes here. I remember
my red beard real quick.
Yeah. I remember just watching and seeing Mike Faber just get up and just walk away. Like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I still couldn't believe it.
Well, because I remember the previous year we lost to the Ravens, going 13-3, having home field advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Jumped out to a 10-0 lead. AJ Brown's cooking Marlon Humphrey up.
Right.
And then Corey Davis gets injured, and Tannehill throws it
Dominoes
to
start to
Freeman.
fall.
Yeah. I get it. That interception had nothing to do with Tannehill. It wasn't his fault. 100% Khalif Raymond for slipping.
Right.
But AJ Brown is your Randy Moss. He's your He's your X factor. You go to him when you need to play. I don't care if it's Tara Owens. That's AKA Khalif Raymond. I'm going to throw the ball to my X factor.
So you're picking Marvin Harrison Jr. Is that what you're telling me?
I would love to get him because his dad. Obviously, we know what his dad can do, and he's 6'4". He's got that size, the speed, but he ain't gonna be there.
No,
and
you're picking an offensive lineman. You're picking an
Yeah.
offensive lineman. It's the name of the game.
And I will say this real quick: Marvin Harrison is not going to be Corey Davis.
No,
If Marvin Harrison Jr. gets drafted in the top 5, he's going to be a legit good receiver. Corey Davis, I love Corey Davis, but it's just another thorn in the side.
Just didn't have it. Just didn't have it.
AJ Brown came in 2 years after Corey Davis was drafted and just took his number 1 spot. So that's mine. Give me that. But AJ Brown, due offense, AJ Brown and DK Metcalf are both freaking natures. They're jacked up and 2% body fat in these guys. It's crazy.
Wasn't a lot to do in Mississippi other than run and get in shape, I suppose. Right. So my vote is secondary. I just feel
Christian Fulton needs to go.
If you keep up, if you just want to hold on to D-Hop and actually finish out his contract, I think that puts you in a little bit better position, and maybe you'll grab a wide receiver down the line. But I would like another safety or a cornerback, somebody that can stop these long third downs that we keep giving up to people. It's got to stop.
I hold my breath on those third downs.
I mean, you sack them in it's 3rd and 16 and they still convert it, and you're just dumbfounded about why.
Yeah, but I'm not a big Shane Bowen fan right now either.
No, I'm curious about that as well. At what point do you say, is the talent just so bad that they're not getting it, or what? Because it's not like Shane Bowen hadn't had successful defenses in the past.
Right.
But people love to connect it with Schwartz, even though Schwartz was here for a cup of coffee and literally just looking over film. It wasn't like he was doing he's not like the Shane Bowen go, let me show you how to do this and whatnot. But yeah, I kind of felt I don't know really what's going on this year, but you cannot convince me that I'm not going to fire Mike Vrabel because the roster's bad. Okay, we fired J-Rob because the roster's bad, and it's still affecting us today. So that's how I see it. Okay.
Well, Roger McCreary's been doing good in the slot in the nickel, so they can't.
You can't put him on the outside. You cannot
no.
put him on the outside. He's too short.
And then Sean Murphy bunting last week, getting beat by this on-nude white dude,
Pittman.
Pierce. I never heard of.
Pierce.
I'm like, SMB, come on, man, what are you doing?
What drove me crazy was the in route by Pittman. They ran that in route 8 times, and it was successful 6 times. And I was like, at what point do you stop it?
Yeah. Big boy, Michael Pittman, 6'4", big frame.
Yeah, no, Michael Pittman and a free agent next year, and I have the most cap space out of anybody. So,
Right,
um,
exactly.
with the introduction of Spears, this is Henry's last year, right? This is it. I just don't see it unless he's going to take a team friendly deal. What are your thoughts on that subject?
I would love to see him back. Who wouldn't? I mean, I personally think, especially after the season he's had, like second rushing yards behind a abysmal offensive line, which is insane.
Mm-hmm.
I just think I think personally, in my opinion, I think he's done with the Titans. I think he's gonna his age is gonna say, listen, you could take a team friendly deal, go to Miami, play in your home state, play with the Dolphins. They need a running back. Baltimore,
Not
we heard they
Jacksonville. I can't
no,
do
not
it.
Jacksonville. I
I
hope
can't
not.
bear it. I wouldn't be able to bear it.
And I know that during the trade deadline, the Ravens tried to get him. Whether
Mhm.
that's legit or not, I hope not either. We saw Steve McNair and Derek Mason go to Baltimore.
Yeah, him in purple would
Uh,
hurt really, really
yes,
bad.
it would.
Um,
But I
but
just feel like we know he's gonna hit that. He's gonna get close to that 30-year-old running back wall that every running back hits. He
yeah,
might be different because he's a huge freak of nature, but like I said, I think how LeBron got tired of losing before he became a champion. I think that's what the boat Derrick Henry's in. I think he's just like, okay, how many more chances am I going to compete for a
I
championship?
honestly
Because
thought
Titans,
I honestly thought the Cowboys would come knocking. Personally, I thought that's who was going
yeah,
to answer the call there. But the Titans didn't like anything they were hearing, so they stuck with him.
yeah, and that's the only reason why. Like, and that's a very tough job for any GM. Is do I trade him? Do I
Because you
keep
need draft
him?
picks, like you need them.
Yes, you do. Yeah, especially
So,
us.
like, I think you have to at least put your ear to the ground and pick up the phone whenever anybody's making a deal like that. You
Exactly.
know,
Yeah, you gotta
um,
listen.
right? Uh, Spears, what a surprise! A guy with like no ACL in his right knee is just he's doing a good job, and
Doing a
I
very
think
good
he's only
job.
going to get better from here. Um,
I just like that last name. It's just so cool. Spears.
yeah, Spears. Yeah, he's really spearing them up in the inside. You know,
Yes, he
uh,
is.
but when Henry went out with the concussion, the
Well, supposedly.
yeah, when he made a run and there were like three guys hanging off of Spears and he was still hustling as
Yes.
hard as he could. And I thought right then, I said, you could have traded Henry. You know, like you could have done it. And I know people don't like to hear that, but this is a younger man's game. And there's a young man there that is
Especially at running
clearly,
back.
yeah. But like it's the way he jukes, it's the way he moves. He seems to get out of trouble more than not. If he gets
Got that Barry Sanders take to him.
right, and when you watch him take off and you watch him get around that corner, you can't help but stand up.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh man, is this about to go? Is this about to go?
Right.
You know,
Especially on
so
screens. He does a good job there too.
yeah, no, you're right. Okay, all right, go ahead and drink whatever you're about to drink. We're heading into a massacre in Miami. All right, I have no way to decorate this. I am a logical man. I cannot, in my right conscience, go there. I'm like Gimli outside Helm's Deep, right? Come on, we can take them. You know, there's like an army. You know,
Right.
can't.
Defend the wall.
Yeah, no, it's no. So, if there is a chance, Brad, what is it?
Derrick Henry. That's what we try to do. I know we did that. We try to do it with Kansas City. Every time we play a team that has an explosive offense, run the ball and control the clock. And Miami doesn't have the greatest defense, but it's still Miami Dolphins. They're up there in first place in the AFC right now. And everybody knows Titans were a smash mouth football team, so they're going to try to stop the run. And Jalen Ramsey is going to play. So D-Hop might have his hands full a little bit, but Ramsey does get burnt at times. So it depends on which Jalen Ramsey shows up. But Titans going to try to control the clock. Jeffrey Simmons not playing is definitely going to hurt. And if Christian Fulton's playing,
blitz all night. Blitz all night. I don't know. Not like I expect it, as I put it. We're gonna get dog walk this game. They're gonna put a leash on us and they're gonna walk us around the park. They're not even
And
gonna clean up
it's not just Tyreek Hill. I mean, they got so much speed
Waddle.
there in Miami. It's crazy. Yeah,
Mhm.
Waddle too. It's Raheem Mostert. I mean,
You
they
need
just got a lot
somebody
of
else to
speed.
step up. You need somebody else
Yeah.
to step up is what it comes down. If Ramsey's going to be on D Hop all night, you need Chigakonkwo to really step it up. If you like, you just can't. Like, I mean, I believe in Derrick Henry. Don't get me wrong, but you're going to have to
Yeah.
pass the ball sometime.
Yeah.
And you really you need Chig or something. Either that or Levis starts using his legs more. I don't know what the answer is here, but
yeah, that's what I'll jump on that real quick about the receiving core. What drives me nuts. I remember beginning of the season, Wes said, no, we all follow Wes. He's like, give me your thoughts. And I picked Chig to be an out.
So did I.
I picked Chig. I'm like, because he reminds me of Delaney Walker, Johnny Smith. He has that size and speed, and then
he's starting to show up now,
yeah.
which is a little late. But Wes also posted that 10% of Levis's passes have been dropped.
Crazy.
That's just absolutely ridiculous. Like, you're supposed to be helping out the young quarterback. You can't drop passes. You just can't do it. But yeah, somebody like Chig or somebody's going to have to step up if you have a shot in that game.
Yeah.
Right.
And I remember like Chris Moore has some speed, but he's inconsistent. Nick Westbrook-Keenan's a big dude who doesn't have that speed, and he'll make those couple big catches and then he'll disappear.
Right.
And then
when he has to fight for it, he seems to not get it more than
And then you got Traylon Burks. I mean, one more concussion, he's pretty much done. So I told Titans fans after the second concussion, like, I mean, you might want to consider retirement. I mean, we all know what CTE and concussions do to the brain, and it's like, dude, Burks is 23 years old, maybe.
Yeah, I think 23.
So it's like, start thinking about your future at that point, man.
Yep.
I mean, 2 concussions in less than a year. That's not his fault. I mean, we all know those are hits that were penalized and the safeties got injected, but it is football. I mean, shit happens.
Hayden Hurst, right? Hayden Hurst got enough.
I saw that yesterday, and that was like, wow. I never heard of that either until yesterday.
Good player.
I like Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, but it's like, they were like, you're out, bro. That's it.
And that's the one thing. Like, I grew up playing football, baseball, basketball, and injuries are going to happen. You can't stop it no matter what you do to protect your players. It's a contact sport.
It is.
I mean, I remember when who was it? Oh, crap. Oh, Logan Wilson of the Bengals. They were, we should take away hip tackling now. It's like, might as well just put flags on them then, play flag football. It's tackle football. Anything can happen.
Yeah, it's a slow death. The offensive player keeps getting more and more ways to stay out of trouble. But yeah, we're heading into a massacre in Miami. I just don't see us coming out of this alive. The only thing you can hope for is that Levis is still healthy by the end of it. That's, to me, that is all that matters. That's all that matters at the end of this season. That man needs reps. Get him ready. Win the game. Or try to win. That's the best you can do. Okay, speaking of injuries and everything that is going on in this league, 50 quarterbacks have started. Joe Flacco's the third string quarterback, and he is starting for your Browns. For your father's Browns. Excuse me.
He's 40 years old now?
Yeah.
41, he's up there.
If Trevor Lawrence doesn't play, this makes quarterback another team with backup quarterback. This is 15. They'll be the 15th. That's almost half the league. Do you think this is a trend, or do you think this is just something wacky that happened this year?
I honestly think it's both. I mean, going back to what Tom Brady said, like, he said there's a lot of
mediocre football,
mediocrity in the NFL right now. Kind of agree with him just because of elite quarterbacks. You have, Mahomes, obviously, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, even though Josh Allen's turnovers are a concern. And then there's Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy, and That's about it. But Brock Purdy, I mean, he's in San Francisco. Great offensive mind head coach. He has weapons galore in San Francisco with CMC. But there's just too many injuries, man. But yeah, I mean, all it takes is one nasty little play, roll your ankle up on, or land on your arm weird. It just that's crazy. That's that many starting quarterbacks. I know the Jets are not doing any better with their situation.
No.
Poor Jets. They can't even pick a starting quarterback. They keep flip flopping back
but they
and
can't
forth.
get one to play. They can't get one to play, and then it's all of a sudden he's deciding to play.
I believe I remember when Johnny Manziel came out, and I said, "Yeah, I don't believe in Johnny football. I don't think he was going to do good just from the maturity standpoint." And Zach Wilson, I never believed in either, but it is the Jets, so maybe it's just the organization. But
maybe
you got to have a good offensive line to protect quarterbacks, especially in today's league.
Right. I really hope this is just something wacky this year. I'm hoping this isn't like players taking too much time off or something like that. They continually say they don't get a lot of time off, and I think the league would try to do something after that. But it's just gotten so crazy this year, and it just keeps happening. Trevor Lawrence this past game, and stuff like it's just getting crazier and crazier. But yeah,
especially at the worst time with the playoffs coming up. That's good.
Right when you're in the driver's seat of the division too, and you need to win, like because you got CJ Stroud and Florida man Minshew that are nipping at your heels. Tell me, he is Florida, and look at that guy.
He's every second of it.
Right, Miami Herald, like he's on the cover of it, like his mugshot for like trying to give meth to a dolphin or something. Florida man, something along those lines. Excuse me.
The mustache.
Yeah, gee whiz. I'm curious about what their overall plan would be during this offseason. Do you think there will be other coaches fired? If it is, who is it? Because the special teams guy is gone, and we've been calling for that for 3 years now. 3 years we've waited for that.
Right.
Mandate.
Craig Aukerman.
It took Ryan Stonehouse's leg breaking for him to finally get fired.
I know. That was just – that Colts game was so – like even – like I think it was Colton, number 14, Colton McDowell, I think that's his name, lined up. If I'm seeing Tony Brown running down there, just like basketball, hey, blitz, or something, yell something out that I would have just jumped out. I would have just jumped outside, get a false start, say, hey, number 38 was coming. I just stopped the play.
Right. No,
a lot of rookies in there in special teams, so it's hard to, Josh Wiley was so concerned about the inside pressure on the previous block attempt, and that he didn't even pay attention to the outside guy, and he just got a clean shot. And it's brutal seeing that. I mean, Tim Kelly, he's not going to go anywhere. I would like to move on.
You can't change the offense on a rookie, though. We can't do it.
No, I actually like Tim Kelly.
Me too. It's just not winning the game.
Yeah.
But I've seen Tim Kelly, take Deshaun Watson and give him his best year.
Yes, it is.
And stuff like that. I just don't think the roster's that good. No. I think when you have mostly rookies starting, your roster's not going to be that good.
No, we need speed. We need some speed in offense. That's what we need.
You need some
speed and better tackles. That's it.
Right. Because like it or not, like people want to boo Tim Kelly all they want, but the passing game is miles better than it was last year. Last year, you couldn't pass the ball if your life depended on it. Took an act of God or a fingertip catch to finally do it. So, that's the insanity of the whole thing. So, Will Levis, as we're talking about our mayonnaise chugging quarterback, do you think he's the guy? Do you feel comfortable saying that, or do you still need to see more?
I'm content right now. I've seen what he's doing. I think he's doing good. I mean, the problem with Will Levis, adding rookie quarterback, he's not turning the ball over, so that's a good thing. Even, I mean, he has made some bad questionable throws, but that's going to happen as a rookie. Deep ball accuracy is beautiful. Arm strength is beautiful. When you have that arm strength, the mid-range short throw accuracy problems are going to happen because you got a powerful arm. But I'm content. I'm seeing some great things out of him. Obviously, just as we know, we need to build around him now. And that's kind of like when I talk to other Titans fans who they get like, Brad, what's your thought on the Titans? Like, well, we're a smash mouth offense in a passing league, unfortunately. So
a dinosaur. We're a dinosaur.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to, Derrick Henry, who is a beast, but when you go into playoffs, you're taking away the other team's best player, and that's what they do. And they forced, like the Ravens game, the Bengals playoff game, they're forcing Tannehill to beat him. In the playoffs, he just never could do it. The passing game, the whole pass offense just couldn't get what Derrick Henry provided, which was open up the pass game with a strong run game. But once they shut that down, they were not afraid of our passing offense to beat them. And they forced us to beat them, and we never did.
The head
which
of our network head is in the comments, Brad. Your network head now. We have a new boss. His name is Tanner. He's a Chiefs fan, so he is living large. Are you guys going to draft another QB? If they do, it's in the later rounds. I think after that game, Vrabel is not very complimentary of rookies, but he made sure to pull Levis aside and tell him he played a hell of a game. I think for right or wrong, for better or worse, Levis is the guy at this point.
I'm liking the
later in the rounds.
I like the fire I'm seeing and the competitiveness. Obviously, that's what you want to see, especially as a head coach. Because if you're seeing that without you even talking to him, that's a plus, huge plus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
especially his drive and his emotions. But next year is going to be the bigger story. I mean, Ryan Carthon has a lot of money. He's got a lot of convincing to do to get some good free agents here. And I was one of those Titans fans who never said J-Rob I trust. I never said that because
I did.
Well, I was liking it until the Isaiah Wilson draft pick, the Caleb Farley draft pick, and then the AJ Brown.
And then it all fell apart. All of it fell apart. He got in the air last game to try to get a first down. Might be a guy to run with next year. I agree, Tanner. I think I said it at the stadium. I said he is officially our guy after that play. There was a game against Tanner's Chiefs in 2019, and I remember Tannehill converted, and they went for two, and he pushed a linebacker and got in. And I said at that moment, Ryan Tannehill became the Titans quarterback. At that moment. So I think it's kind of the same with Levis. That moment, he's the Titans quarterback. I like it.
I was sold on Will Levis after the Atlanta Falcons game because he literally did one half what Tannehill couldn't do in 6 starts. And then get the ball in the end zone, which sucks because like I said, Titans. I'll support them. Whoever's the quarterback, whoever is on the team, I'll support you. You do good, I'll praise you. You do bad, you're gonna have to. You gotta deal with the consequences. But for Tannehill, the injuries and just the inconsistency was just like, okay, we need to see what Will Levis can do. I got ridiculed for that. I said, let's start Will Levis after the bye week, see what he can do. He did great.
Right. I would argue that there were some reports out there. I don't know if they ever got substantiated or not, that Vrabel was thinking about a quarterback change after the bye anyway. Yeah. So I wondered if that was true. We'll never know until like somebody finally spills the beans on their deathbed. Right. He was going to change the quarterback. Beep,
I think knowing Mike Vrabel, I think he
I think he was definitely contemplating. That guy's gears are always turning in his head when he's not looking like he's about to puke all over the field because of the bad play of the team.
The sideline views every time there's a penalty. He's like,
and you can tell, like you can literally see him in his head, like we've practiced this and we've practiced this, and you still do it.
I know, that's the crazy part. That's so insane.
It's just
hopefully those players. I mean, I know when I played any sport, you gotta live with the consequences of any action. I remember I played baseball and I play outfield. My coach, who runs the team, plays catcher. He's like, okay, he plays everybody, so everybody gets a chance to play.
Right.
Puts this guy in a second base, routine fly ball. Dude's going backwards and he falls. The ball lands behind him. So I'm like, okay, just take it off. We got out of the inning. Next inning, my coach benched him because he said, hey, you made one error. You're getting benched. And I just want to say, listen, you can either learn from it or just continue here sulking, but you got to move on. Put it behind you.
Right.
Then we went back out there, got back to the dugout. He was gone. He quit. So I'm like, yep, there goes. That's who we know we have on our team, a quitter.
Right. Well, Jalen Duncan, I remember they caught him crying after the Colts game. And Mike Vrabel had told him, well, you care. So that's a step in the right direction.
Exactly.
I thought that was a pretty good moment there. All right. I am out of topics on our outline, Brad. So we are officially done with episode 1 of Fanboys, plural, Unleashed. So,
love it.
Yeah, love it. We are going to head out of here soon. Brad will disappear into the depths of Ohio, and I will disappear into my PS5 playing Diablo 4. But we thank you all for joining us. If you would like to email us questions or say in the comments, you can go to fanboyunleashed@gmail.com and send us things, probably a bunch of hate mail because you're all scoundrels. I love you anyway. And was there a new comment? Let's see. Oh, nope, that's not a new comment. Shows what I know. Anyway, have a good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And we will see you, Brad, next Friday? Yeah?
Next Friday sounds good to me. I'll be here.
All right. We'll see y'all later.